You might believe that the mainstream media is owned by left-wing billionaires like George Soros. But what if I told you the majority of mainstream media is actually owned by right-wing billionaires? That includes the news, social media, newspapers, online, offline. They've scooped it up everywhere. What I want to start off talking about is how difficult messaging is today compared to the past. After that, I want to outline who owns what, followed by how does this even affect us? Then we're going to talk about what can we do and how can we change this. Let's talk about messaging first. Messaging is getting your word out, right? Your thoughts and everything else. That's sometimes going canvassing door to door or writing a letter to the editor or getting on mainstream media. Those platforms help us get our message out, whether it's right or left. It doesn't matter. Those are avenues that we get our talking points out and we reach people in their living room, on their phones, or anywhere else that they could be. One of the most devastating things, at least for the left wing, and I've experienced this myself, by the way, when I ran for office last year, going door to door and talking to people was the only way I could reach them and get my name known. You can do local media and try to get in, but even then, the local media is still owned by corporations like Sinclair. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube montages of Sinclair stations basically regurgitating the same talking point. They are in concert. They are against us. Whether you're right or you're left, this video is important. For left, it's important because our message can't get out in the traditional sense. When we post on social media, it's suppressed. When we try to get on talk shows or mainstream media in general, we are not either invited or we are talked over. Our message seems to be stomped out. I think this is a big reason why we lost in 2024. Our messaging was just basically stifled. In all areas, in all types of media, the right-wing billionaires scooped it all up. Let's talk about who owns what real quick. All right, I have a list because there's no way I'm going to memorize this. You have Murdoch, owns Fox News, The Times, The Sun, Wall Street Journal, New York Post. How about Larry and David Eielson, Skydance, Paramount, CBS, CNN, TikTok now. You got Elon Musk, which sucks in general, but he owns X, Twitter, same thing. Jeff Bezos, Washington Post. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. That guy right there owns us so hard. Like, who's not using those platforms? Very few of us. Even internationally, I know most Americans don't use WhatsApp, but a lot of people internationally does. And that affects us. It absolutely affects us. This is where most propaganda farms come from. We have a few that I'm not very familiar, but Lebedev's owns Novoya Gazeta, Evening Standard, The Independent. How about Lord Rothermere, Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, Metro and I. The Barclay Brothers, The Telegraph, The Spectre, the Billionaire Consortium owns The Economist, Patrick Drahe, El Express, Laureen Powell, The Atlantic, John Henry, Boston Globe, Sheldon Edelson, and I know he's passed, but Las Vegas Review-Journal. And I tried looking up left-wing billionaires that own media. Like, the only people that come up is Michael Bloomberg. We know him. He owns Bloomberg, and he's not very left-wing. I would say he's like center-right. These are problems. And I'm sure, listen, if you know more, put them in the comments below, right? Because I could make a whole video, probably like 30 minutes, just naming names. But that's just a taste. If you don't know those names, those are right-wing billionaires. They have no incentive to tell you the truth. They have no incentive to help us out. They have no incentive to be the free press, certainly a biased press. This is a huge problem. I want to talk a little bit about how this hurts us as a whole. And I'm talking about America in this particular, the United States specifically. It hurts us because we're not getting the right information. And if we are getting the information, it's delayed, it's been tampered with. We have talking heads on mainstream media that are absolutely disguising the truth, just giving us straight lies. And all you hear is, well, CNN, Clinton News Network, CNN's left wing. Once upon a time, that was true. I agree with you fully, but not today. Today, these things are bought and owned for right-wing propaganda, and that is it. These have been taken over. We used to be able to have dinner and just watch these. It hurts us because we're voting in the wrong people because we have the wrong information. We're not being told what's really going on in the world. You know, there could be something massive going on that's like left wing. Fox News will never cover it. They'll just cover the price of eggs. That hurts all of us. In the end, we need free press. We need free press in the Pentagon. We need free press in the White House. We need free press everywhere. I'm not even suggesting that we have more left-wing sources. How about somebody that's just going to deliver the news? You know, like facts, basic facts. This hurts us as United States Americans because we don't have the information that everybody else has because it's being hidden from us. We need to fix this. So let's talk about how we fix this. One, you should be cross-checking references. Don't be just reading Reddit comments and watching Fox News. That's like the worst thing you can do. r/conservatives is full of bots and morons. If you go over there and read that, you know, there's a lot of brain cancer in there. So just be careful that you don't get that rot. The issue is one source is never enough anymore. You need several sources. You need other people's eyes and ears on the ground. We need to be propping up, people that are on the ground, citizen reporting. That's hard to do. You know, honestly, critical thinking in today's, 2026, today's world is so important. And a lot of people lack it, which is devastating for us as a country. I know maybe you don't agree with these opinions, but even if this was reversed, I would still be upset. I know I'm a left-wing progressive. So I probably have a bias here. I probably have a slant, but that's not true. That's not true. You might think that, but let me talk about something else. I'm going to leave you with this. We're going to talk about class warfare because this isn't really a right versus left. It used to be when we talked about like the deficit, when we talked about like the way that we go about climate change or all those stuff. Like I'm talking probably 20, 30 years ago now. Those are reasonable conversations. Today, the culture war has been just completely overtaken everything in society. If it's not about trans people, it's about gay people. If it's not about that, it's about poor people. There's always a scapegoat. And why? Why do we have scapegoats? I can tell you straight up. We have scapegoats because billionaires are having a blast on their yachts and buying politicians. They're not here to help us. Billionaires don't want to help you. Billionaires don't relate to you. If you're watching this YouTube video, you are not a billionaire. You're probably not a millionaire. If you are, leave it in the comments. But the truth is, they have set us up against each other. I used to be able to talk to my neighbors easily about certain things. I used to be able to just have small chat at the grocery store. The issue now is it's class warfare. It's rich versus the poor. This is the reason why they're trying to destroy the middle class. This is the reason why so many bad things are happening right now. I was better off a year ago and you were probably too. Things have changed and they didn't have to, right? And I understand secure the border. I understand like some of those sentiments, but the problem is we don't have adults doing that. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to do these things. And everything that has been issued is the wrong way, intentionally, by the billionaires. They are doing this intentionally. And I want you to know, if you're not a billionaire, you don't matter to them. You could have millions of dollars. That don't matter. I mean, you might be able to buy a pardon, but at the end of the day, it's the rich versus us. I'm not a billionaire. Certainly wouldn't be making videos if I was. And you wouldn't be watching them if you were. You'd be out doing whatever you want to do. Go to Mars. I don't know. We need to wake up. If you think CNN, CBS, ABC, any of those stations have your best in their heart, you're wrong. Disney's not here to save you. Disney's here to make as much money as possible. These people don't care about us. The sooner the rest of the Americans figure this out, the sooner we can get on to making our country actually a great place to live. And you might ask, well, what does that mean? I'll tell you in another video. If you watch this whole thing, I appreciate you. very passionate about this stuff. I'm a progressive. I have progressive values. So if you want more of this and you want to be on my team, check out the podcast too. I'm talking to people. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next one.